Hi, I'm Rick Dancer. Tonight, we're going to take you on our continued trip through the Oregon Outback. We're going to land specifically in the town of Jordan Valley, which if you've never been there, it's a beautiful little place. But there's things you don't ask people there because they will tell you.
There's way too many people in Jordan Valley for me, I can guarantee you that. Population one is more my deal.
We are in the 8x8 foot section in front of the Catholic Church at Jordan Valley, which is the only place I can call you from. And so if I lose you all of a sudden, that's why.
We aren't even part of Oregon. We're not part of Idaho. This is its own little separate thing.
Jordan Valley, Oregon. You just passed through it.
The town started around freight that was bringing supplies for the mines at Silver City.
They named the town after Michael Jordan. Not the basketball player.
The pioneer gold miner.
There's no industry here.
Gold and silver mines shut down a few years ago. Cattle ranching still going strong.
Tough these days?
Yeah, it is. You know, businesses are having a hard time making a living.
250 folks live inside or close to the city limits of Jordan Valley.
And we don't usually discuss politics a lot here, that or religion. We just don't discuss it here.
Sports and cattle prices, talk all you want.
The governor's race, do you care?
I don't even know who the governor is.
Glenn Fretwell. Born here, let's just leave it at that.
What about your family? How long have they been here?
1898, long that is. It's a nice place to live.
Old stone buildings, hotels, and businesses once lined Main Street, but the 70s and 80s were not kind to historic preservation. Not much left.
If you want to come in here and buy a business, that's probably not.
I was born here and not smart enough to go anyplace else.
Do you vote?
I don't personally, no.
Why not?
I usually never have time.
I've lived under conditions where another human for a year at a time and liked it.
In Jordan Valley, you don't have to be informed, and no one looks down their nose at you if you're not.
We live here than the other side of the state. The mentality's different. A man from here should never marry a woman from the western part because it'd be a disaster. It'd never work.
For some, comfortably disconnected.
To bring in the world in a wholesale manner like computers do, or even television. I don't have television. Then it's just overwhelming. You know, I'm probably the most least informed person in this neighborhood anyway.
And just fine.
And I'm happy with it.
But for city folks wishing to reconnect,
We are in the 8x8 foot section in front of the Catholic Church at Jordan Valley, which is the only place I can call you from. And so if I lose them, that's why.
Jordan Valley takes some getting used to.
I don't take the keys out of my car at night. I don't lock my door. I just go to bed and get up in the morning.
One new business is booming. More about Rock House Coffee a little later in our food segment.
You know, we keep thinking for economical purposes, it would be nice to have more people, but for our own peace of mind, we're really comfortable with what we have.
There's way too many people in Jordan Valley for me, I can guarantee you. Population one is more my deal.
Jordan Valley, still an undiscovered gold mine.
What do you think the future is for this place?
Future big, real big. But how far down the line that is, I don't know.
But locals know someone's gonna find out.
There was a fella here last night, he'd never even heard of Jordan Valley, and he's lived in Oregon all his life. This isn't the first time I've heard that story, you know.
This is ashiatsu. Ashi means foot. Atsu means pressure in, I believe, Japanese. They've been doing different kinds of foot massage for years and years, but ashiatsu, in the way that I learned it, was developed in the late 90s, I believe, by Ruthie Hardy. And what I do is use my feet, and I use the bars up above the table for my balance. Well, I've been doing massage for almost 16 years, and I've done a lot of deep tissue massage over the years, and with my forearms, I can give about 40 pounds of pressure. This way, I can give up to 140 plus, plus or minus a few pounds of pressure. And it's a broader pressure, of course, because it's using my whole foot.
Just a few miles south of Jordan Valley, just north of Rome, is Arock. Not a rock, but the town of Arock.
It's a small ranching community. We have a school, kindergarten through 8, 22 kids. We have 2 churches.
That's Postmaster Mary Lucaria. She knows everyone and everything you need to know. A one-stop information shop.
I'm the only post office in the world that sells beer and pop, so.
She introduced us to Freddie.
We're here just trying to make a name as the guy working down at the Leshrod Tire Store, at the Dairy Queen, or wherever else, at Walmart.
There are plenty of stone buildings around Arock. One of the oldest rock forts in Oregon is on Freddie's property. But he wouldn't let us take video of it. He's afraid out-of-towners or buses full of tourists will come to look.
A lot of the people who settled in this area in the early days were Basque. That's from a region in Spain, and they still live here. You can tell by the architecture, the way they built their homes, their barns, and their woodsheds. They're out of stacked rock. So we started wondering, why did they name this town Arock? Well, since everything's made out of a rock, we wondered maybe that's the reason. But actually in these parts, how it got its name is kind of controversial.
There are several stories.
One story that got into the local history books has to do with a rock down on Freddie's South 40 that's covered with Indian writings. But you couldn't move that rock.
So they went and got a different rock out off the desert and brought it, put it in right in the community of Arock there by the post office. And it's kind of on a rocky knoll, a rocky ledge, and then it sat there for, as I remember, 2 or 3 months, 4 months, and then one day it just disappeared.
Freddie's granddaddy told him a different tale.
When this country was settled, and this area was settled here, a lot of the old-timers came from Rock County, Nebraska.
Okay, Mary, big question is, where's the rock?
The rock used to sit right in the middle of the town there, right in there, and it got stolen. Somebody took it.
I don't think the aliens got it. I think probably some of the local guys are playing a joke. But the rock still hasn't surfaced.
It probably never will. There are some secrets that small towns just don't let out. But the secret as to why they live here, kinda hard to hide.
In the morning, drive down the road, doesn't matter what side of the road you drive on, you're not gonna have an accident. Need help, your neighbors come and help you. No crime.
Beautiful here. We love it. Desert. We've all grown up like this pretty much here.
And while A-Rockers are friendly, they aren't real open to strangers. But there's a little room for growth.
I have 36, so I have 4 left to rent, but there's 32. We have room for development.
In Coburg, treasure is still found in old trunks, furniture, and things Grandma thought of as everyday. Join us for the largest treasure hunt in Western Oregon, the Coburg Antique Show and Sale, Sunday, September 7th, 8 to 4. Remember, in Coburg, old is in, and over 50, priceless.
Local ownership of local media is so important and is so rare these days. We've worked an arrangement out, a partnership with the Springfield Times and also the Cresswell Chronicle. We think small town newspapers are so valuable to a community because who else is a reporter who's going to go sit in a meeting and give you accurate information? So we're going to start promoting them, and they're going to start promoting us as a way to get media to you.
You know, I don't want to see newspapers die. I mean, I tried to save the Springfield News, and it strikes home to me. I want people to be able, and if you're engaged in this business, you sort of know the way people feel about having a hometown newspaper, and when those go away, you know, all of a sudden the pulse of the community is silenced, and there's not a way for the city to get out their legal notices or their meeting notices, and you know, they really rely on what is happening and, you know, the different events that they can go to. It sort of silences that. We sell them in the newsstands in Springfield. We have newspaper boxes, and they're in most of the stores in the community. Same thing in Cresswell. They can go to our website and subscribe. We have subscription information there.
Tell me, you used to be Wine Julia, and now you're the real Wine Julia. So tell me what happened and why you're now real.
Well, I moved from I moved from a partnership to a sole proprietorship, and so it's now 100% Wine Julia. Everything that goes on there will be by me, written by me. Photography is all going to be by me. Everything, absolutely everything on there
and for
is
people
me.
who aren't familiar, I mean, you have 50,000 page views a month.
Yes.
So you're national, you're world known.
I am.
In the wine industry.
Yes. Yeah, I won a big award in 2012 for writing and for wine writing on winejulia.com that earned me national recognition, and I've had several awards since then as well. So.
And you're just a local.
I've been pretty
girl.
lucky.
You're a local woman.
I am.
How did you do
I'm
that?
a Eugenian.
How did you get into this?
I just, my love of wine. I had a passion, and I wanted to write about it and share it with other people that like wine or maybe don't like wine, and convince them to enjoy wine as much as I do through my experiences. I bring wine to life through words and wisdom, is what I like to call it. So.
And so you'll be seeing a lot more Wine Julia on Rick Dancer TV, because we're teaming up and doing some stuff together, because I like wine. Yep. I'm kind of a beer snob, but I like wine too, so we're going to find some things out.
Absolutely.
Ranching is not all about hard work. I mean, they have fun too.
Team roping. You got a guy heading, you got heeling. You just rope them. Put him in the chute, and that's where the header can get a good start at. He tries to rate him. It's called scoring. He tries to score him out there away, and then he ropes him. And when his rope comes tight and he dallies, he tries to stop his horse, and that picks the steer's front end up. That needs to be timed so that when his feet are up, he's delivering his rope. I don't really want to go win the world or anything, but yeah, I go to a few rodeos now. It's kind of my recreation, vacation time.
The dream started more than 70 years ago. Granddad and his wife saved their pennies to buy this piece of land near Junction City. 3 generations later, with a 4th starting to work and a 5th not far behind, the same family, much bigger these days, still runs the Lockmead Farms. A single-source dairy where every drop of precious milk comes from the same herd. Most milk producers pull from a pool of milk from cows and dairies galore. They think it's normal to truck the milk 60 miles or more to a processing plant. At Lockmead Farms, we wouldn't think of doing that with our milk products. 60 miles is simply too long and too far. Our dairy is only 4 miles from our plant. What we milk on Monday is at our Dairy Mart stores Tuesday night. At Lockmead Farms, that's simply the way it's done. Isn't it time you try Lockmead Farm products? You will find them at your neighborhood Dairy Mart store, the home of Lockmead Farms, or in your local natural food store.
We're here at Ranchito Grill. We talk about this place all the time. It's our favorite place in Springfield and Eugene. Best Mexican food in town. Abe is the owner. And every month we give away 2 free dinners to somebody who comes into here. All you got to do is come in, have dinner. Then there's a Rick Dancer TV sign right here as you go out. Put your information in. As you can see, hundreds of people already signed up for this to win 2 free dinners. We do that once a month. So Abe is going to draw them for us. This is our winner for the month of August, and it's Brett Volt. And I will give you a call, Brett. Abe will have your name, so all you got to do is come in here and claim your prize. But before we leave, there's one more thing I got to show you. So this is the other thing I have to show you. Today's special at Ranchito Grill. Where else can you find a shredded beef burrito? I mean real good quality shredded beef with rice and beans for $6.95. And they have deals like this all the time.
The toughest moment of the day is the one right before your body hits the cold water. You didn't have to get up. No one needs to spend an hour swimming laps in a pool at this time of day. The water is like mud as you move it, you pull it, you push it, propelling yourself through it. And when you're finished, your body exhausted, there's only one way to give back what you gave. Lockmead reduced fat or non-fat chocolate milk. Recovery. It doesn't get any better than this.
One way to really understand a community is to go to a community barbecue, especially when you're in a place as small as the Jordan Valley, because everybody turns out. I mean, this is the event of the summer. And we were there when that event was going on, and we just watched and listened and recorded people's thoughts.
Feeding the entire Jordan Valley, well, all the entire valley, on a Saturday afternoon, no easy task.
It's just like a customer appreciation day, and people come and go, but we've had as many as 250 people here.
Are we too loud out there for you? About right. Let us know.
There's plenty to get ready.
You can't hear me yet, huh?
And once folks start showing up, there's no turning back.
People just sit around and talk, and all the neighbors bring side dishes, and I provide all the beer and the soda pop and the meat.
Locals come.
I'm 89, so wow. I've lived that long so far. I don't know about tonight or something. if I drink many more, if I drink any more of these, I might fall into a ditch somewhere. Go out and fall into the river.
Those who've come and gone return just for this event, the event of the year.
It's nice to see all our old friends. There were 18 in our class, and probably more than half of them are back.
Only a wedding or a funeral draws more people.
Mostly it's kind of a reunion, you know, people, they get too busy and they don't see their neighbors a whole lot sometimes. It's just it gives them a chance to relax and have a good time.
There's plenty to chew on.
The people, the country, and the freedom to just be yourself. Well, you can be nutty or you can be happy or just doing whatever you want to do.
Fat and carb counting. Don't even start talking that way at this barbecue. This is all about chewing the fat.
You want the area to grow sort of, because you need business.
Yeah, we do need the business.
But yet you don't want them to come and discover. That's what it is. It's not that we haven't found you guys. You don't want us to find you. Isn't that what it is?
Oh, kind of.
Yeah, yeah. So you shouldn't even be talking to
No, I shouldn't be.
Jordan Valley and the surrounding towns, places to come back to. Maybe the only place where time really seems to stand still.
Arock is a place that after 55 years, it's just like it was when we moved here. You can come over the hill and it's peaceful. Everything's the same. There's no subdivision, there's no crowded highway. It's marvelous.
We couldn't have a better place to live.
more of you want it loud than not loud, then we try to rule that way. So.
The food at the barbecue, unbelievable. And Pam White's strawberry rhubarb crisp, to die for. I'm no Rachel Ray, but let us show you some of the food we found in secret places on our journey.
Oregon's Outback is not a place you go looking for fancy restaurants, but we did find some good food. The Rome Store and Cafe had some of the best onion rings our crew has ever had. You know, the ones with real whole onions inside, not the minced stuff. And where else can you find a cheeseburger and fries for under $5? Really? And they're good. Most of the coffee in this part of the country is the kind Grandma used to brew, you know, watery brown. We were so excited, I was excited to find this place. Rock House Coffee, an historic rock house with a coffee shop that serves espresso. You don't know how good it is after 5 days to taste this stuff. And it wasn't just the coffee. Jet tea smoothies, unbelievable. No cream, just fruit and tea. Tasted better than fresh fruit. 3 flavors, we tried all 3. Rock House started in 2000. And we're told by locals it's the most successful new business in Jordan Valley. And the restrooms, the sign speaks for itself. If it's old ranch-style cooking you're craving, we found a great dinner at the French Glen Hotel in French Glen. We're taking you there in our next segment. Come hungry, there's plenty of food. Now here's the spot we heard everyone rave about, the town of Diamond, about a half hour from French Glen. Population 5 right now. Don't let the parking meters fool you, there's no one here. But the Diamond Hotel's dinner brings in all kinds of travelers. Fancy, but not snooty. The beans, the pork, the salad, the fresh baked bread. Gourmet, really, with a down-home flair. Did we tell you about the bread? Owned by a local family, you don't have to stay at the hotel to eat there, but you do have to make a reservation. Okay, I'm full.
It's almost time to head home from Oregon's Outback. Stay with us. We want to show you our photo album and some of the other things that we learned on our trip.
Oregon's Outback. It's harsh, dry, and empty.
I was expecting it to be remote, but not that remote.
But rather than drive by a road stop, you pull in, you ask a few questions, you find another world.
When you got all those people together, you realize that there really are these little communities. You don't have to have a neighborhood like we have in the West to have a community.
I like the people here. The people are the greatest in the world. If I want something, all I got to do is go ask somebody for it. I've got it.
Their housing developments are thousands of acres, whereas ours are right next door to each other. And yet, to me, they seemed much closer to their neighbors and connected to their land and to the people and what they're doing there more together than we do in the West.
If you lived in Portland and your pickup broke down, you went across the street and took your neighbors out there, you'd probably go to jail. But it's not that way here. They'll know each other and they trust each other.
I never knew they were there. I thought it was all desert land filled with tumbleweed and antelope. And all of a sudden you go there and you find out that there are human beings, families, lives that have been there for 150 years, and they are very opinionated and they feel very distrustful of us in the West, and they feel very much like we don't pay attention to them and we're just there to come in and tell them what they're doing wrong as if we know what they're doing wrong.
Everybody is yet the same. We're all struggling. I mean, we are all going to that same common goal, you know, to get as many live calves on the ground and have them be fat. And just, you know, if I say we get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, they say, you know, I better beat them up. And they do. I mean, it is so cool.
The other thing I think that got me a lot was the simplicity. They're so simple, not simple-minded, but just simple.
This is all we know, though. This is it. We wouldn't function well in a city.
I don't even know who the governor is. I do not know who the governor is.
They don't have time to care about all the politics of the world and all the goings-on and who's saying what and what the governor's deciding or what legislators are doing, although they have to pay attention to that more. They're too busy.
You know what helped us more than anything? Hurricane Katrina. People donated their money to Hurricane Katrina, and they didn't donate them to local environmental groups where they could sue the socks off of us.
The supplies, and I don't have a problem with the isolation. But when we need something, we have to go so far to get it.
Every place we go is a long ways.
And there's something about simplicity in life, to me, that is like a magnet. It's so attractive to me because our lives are so complex in the valley and in our business, and we're so worried about, you know, making this work and make that work. You walk away from there after 6 days and you think, I really think they understand life better than I do, because they know what really is important, and that's hard work, that's taking care of your land, it's taking care of your neighbors, and living life. And I think sometimes I get so wrapped up in my concerns about little details in my life that really don't matter the day after tomorrow, and they don't have time to do that.
I'm the only post office in the world that sells beer and pop, so beautiful here. We love it. Desert. We've all grown up like this, pretty much everyone here.
Do you feel like you're the forgotten part of Oregon sometimes?
Well, we hope we are.
I hope I walk away from that and that, you know, Jess, my son, and I can walk away, and that somehow infects your life to make you look at things a little different. I hope.